Hey guys, welcome to the Money Mix podcast number 5. Thank you for joining us one more time. I'm Mal, and that's Stan all the time. Stan, take it away.
All right. So the big topic of the day, and it seems like every single day right now, is the debt ceiling. And as of right now, I believe the debt ceiling is up to $31 trillion, which, in terms of today, even so, it's a huge number. It seems astronomic for the regular people to even think about. It used to be in the billions, now it's in the trillions, and the government is trying to figure out a way that they can borrow an additional trillion or so dollars just to keep the economy running. So, Al, how do you think this is going to turn out?
Honestly, I think this is where we might disagree on because I feel like,
Right. We're already getting into disagreements. Okay, come
well,
on.
I,
Let's.
I, okay, because I think you're kind of like always on the side of like, don't worry, yeah, like, it's a lot of talk, but it's whatever. I kind of feel like there's so much pushback right now from the right that I feel like it like there's a really good chance that we will default.
Oh
Like it
my
just
God.
really seems
The
like.
right now, the right doesn't like Bud Light, and now the right doesn't like the debt ceiling. Really?
No, no, no. Hold on. The right looks at it as, hey, we need to stop Biden from spending. That's basically what the right is thinking.
Yeah,
And
but
because they're afraid, the right is what?
the right is more poor than the left.
I mean, you might make a good argument on that, but it doesn't. But it doesn't matter. Like they're basically their argument is stop spending so much, and
Well, I mean,
so I mean there
isn't
has
that
to
a
be
little
stipulations as
okay?
to.
But isn't that a little too late right now? What
But
do you
that's the thing. That's the only. Okay. But that I agree with you that this is already things that we already spend money on. The problem is this is the only way that the right feel that they have any control over how much more you're going to spend. Meaning, if this is approved, doesn't that mean that the next thing, that next $1 trillion thing that Joe Biden wants to sign, doesn't that mean that he'll do it again? And
Yeah,
that's my reason. Right.
because there's no other choice. They're literally
Whoa,
right
whoa, whoa, whoa. I wouldn't go. There's
choice.
no other choice. What do you
Okay,
mean?
what's the other option? What's the other option? Please tell me.
Taxes. There's hold on a second. There's many
Taxes?
many yes. There's many different. There's way
Who's
way
gonna pay
like
the taxes? A few billionaires that never pay taxes?
hold on hold on. We spent I think in the last bill that was over $1 trillion. I
Okay.
think 600 billion of it went to global warming. Uh,
Okay.
what
Well,
what 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 did that do?
I agree. I agree.
Okay,
I'm
okay, okay.
not
So
saying that.
that's the problem is that most people are like, yeah, stop global warming. What do we do with it? We don't know, but just stop global warming. And people are like, yeah, we put $600 billion into it.
Right.
All right, cool,
Well,
great. So
I
there's a
didn't
lot
know
of people
that.
right now that don't want that.
Oh, obviously that's a scam. I mean, in my opinion, that's a total scam. But you're saying majority of the debt ceiling is going to actually fight global warming. What about wars?
What? No, no, hold on. I'm not. No, no, no. I said the last bill that they that well the last funding that they needed, which was over $1 trillion. That's the thing. I'm not talking about the debt
Right.
ceiling. I'm talking about. So okay. So every time the debt ceiling comes up, whoever is in power basically like, we need to get this approved so we could spend more money later. Okay, and then you have if Democrats are not the president at that point, then they will go, all right, well we want to make sure you stop spending so much because this is what they were trying to do with Trump. Then now it's Biden who's spending a lot of money, and now the Republicans want to stop. So I don't know. Right now, there's such a big push against it that I wouldn't be surprised if we do. I'm not saying that for sure we'll default or anything like that. I'm not making a prediction for sure, but I'm just not as like I don't know if you're hopeful, but you see the rosy side of it. That I'm like I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
could see. You know.
They're not going to default anytime soon. I think obviously this is just FUD. This is just to get people, in like a panicky situation, and to start fighting against each other and all that stuff. There's no way in hell they are going to default anytime soon. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it at all. Now, will they extend the timeline and push it to just fire people and to prevent people from getting money? Yes, that will definitely happen. I'm not surprised about that. But
So, so
for
you're
the
saying, okay,
yeah,
so you
go
are
ahead.
saying that they will not accept it, and they basically will push it forward.
Of course, meaning like they're going to extend the debt ceiling. They're going to get financing for.
Oh, no, 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 no. I thought you meant extend the time frame for when they
Yeah,
recover it.
yeah, I think they might do that. I mean, there's a chance. I'm just saying they're trying to panic people, and obviously they're always playing the blame game. It's the right versus the left. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. The whole point here is the U.S. cannot default on their debt. They just cannot. Okay, if they do, then a civil war will break out, chaos will break out. I mean, all these. What about world?
Whoa,
Um,
whoa, whoa! What are you talking
people,
about? Come
people
on.
are not,
I feel like this is
because they're
one of
not
those
getting
things.
money.
I feel like this is one of those things where people are like, just like, yeah, and people would be on the streets eating dog food and everything. I'm like, okay, I don't think it's that. Don't get me wrong.
So what would
Will it
happen?
hurt us? Absolutely. Would
O-
it be what you're just basically described? No, of course not.
Okay,
No.
okay, okay. So then, what would people do when they can't get money? Well, when they can't get food stamps or any
They
of that?
will go outside and start killing people. Is that what you're
Okay, well,
thinking?
what would they do? What? No, I'm not saying necessarily they're going to start killing people, but they're going to start.
Eating people? What?
No, 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 I'm not saying that yet. Wait, that takes some time, okay?
Oh,
That
all right.
takes that takes like a month or so. But
Okay. Okay.
they're gonna go out and they're gonna loot and they're going to steal and whatever they
I
need to.
don't know. I don't know if
Huh?
looting, if they need that for looting. I think looting would just happen.
What do you mean? Just spontaneously it'll happen?
It has happened before.
It
Somebody didn't
doesn't.
like something. There's the looting. You literally, for looting to start, you just need like five people. I think 5 people to run into a store, like grabbing stuff and running out. And I feel like there's gonna be other like, wait, where are they? Are we doing this? And just people just start
Okay,
running.
but what about homeless people? They have nowhere to run to. Like if they go.
Well, this honestly, the only people that really wouldn't be affected, or one of the only people that wouldn't be affected by this, would be homeless people.
But who
They're really
feeds
like literally
them?
the only ones going like, we're
Okay,
good.
listen. Who feeds them? You know what I mean? How are they going to be good? They're not going to be good at all. It's not like they feed themselves, on
Who
grass.
feeds them? What are you talking about? You mean the people on the street who's feeding them? Meaning they go to the trash can, they pick up. That's what a lot of them do.
No, they get SSI and all that crap. They go to the
Where are
store.
you getting this?
Yes, yes. A lot of them are ex vets. You know what I mean? Not veterinarian.
You're saying they're getting Social Security like
Yes.
over $1,000, and they're just on the street.
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to, go from the street to, having a few roommates. Would you take in a homeless person? Come
I don't know.
on. I mean,
I haven't seen too many like 70-year-old homeless people. Like the
70?
homeless people that, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, because that's pretty much the age group you're talking about, right? Like if they're
But
getting Social Security.
not Social Security, SSI, which is different. I mean, yes, some of them are getting SSI, meaning that they could be disabled, right? So if you're disabled, you could qualify for SSI. The older people are getting Social Security,
If
probably.
you're getting SSI, there's a really good chance that means you have housing.
I don't.
Like
It's expensive.
I don't know where you're getting that. All of these are like welfare, maybe,
Okay.
but SSI, no. I don't see homeless people being on the street with like $1,000 check every month.
Well, I mean,
I just
if they're disabled or if they claim that they're disabled, like a lot of them are mentally disabled, right? But what I'm saying is that also people are feeding them as well. They're like What are
Okay,
those?
okay. You know what? I feel like we went down the rabbit hole of homeless people. So okay, let's go back to
It's gonna
the debt
affect a
ceiling.
lot of
Like I'm like
people.
I'm like okay, we're talking about the debt ceiling here. Okay,
Right.
so
Yeah.
you're under the thing. So the like we won't for sure default.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
think it's all like this is all basically a stage and they're acting.
Absolutely, absolutely, because the United States cannot default. If the United States defaults, think about what will happen to the other countries. You know what I'm saying? What that will do will create such chaos. They do not want it. They do not need it, and they will not have it. Okay, so this is just a show, and to get people again, to have people fight on both sides. They want the left fighting with the right, and the right with the left, and they're doing a great job. Even with Bud Light, you know what I mean? Which is like a drink. Come on, nobody's gonna suffer if they don't have a Bud Light. Oh my God! But yet again,
Hey, some people would. I don't know about that. Some people, I feel like some people would.
you
Some
think
people
some
would
people?
definitely suffer.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
but do you okay? Do you think that the whole debt ceiling talk and arguments about like whether there's going to be default or not? Do you think that this is going to have a really bad effect on the stock market and other markets in general, or do you think it's actually a good effect for them? Meaning, let's say that it does get signed, and then they figure out whatever, and we avoid a default. Do you think that this is a good thing, or do you think that this is a bad thing for the other markets, basically?
No, I mean, okay. In the meantime, when they're fighting, trying to figure this whole thing out, they don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, it's a bad thing, right, for the market, right? But once they actually agree upon the debt ceiling again, which they will, and remember, they print money out of thin air, right? So it's just made believe. It's going to create a very positive run in the stock market, right? The more money you print, the more money is available, the more money is put in somewhere, right? You put it into something, right? When
Okay,
you
okay, okay, but okay. Now you're talking about like specifically that. But what about crypto? Do you think crypto will be affected the same way as the stock market, or do you think it's going to be affected differently?
No, I think it's going to be affected the same way as gold and equities and pretty much any asset class will actually fare very well in this type of environment.
So
We've seen
so
it.
so basically you're saying this is a good thing right now.
Very
Meaning if you're somebody thinking about investing, then technically this would be just like generally speaking would be a good time.
Yes, because I'll explain to you one thing, and that is if you have assets, you're going to do very well. If you have a job and you're relying on the job, you're not going to do very well. I mean, you're not going to get raises is what I'm trying to say. You're not going to be accounting for the inflation.
Well, I mean, wouldn't
You
you
know
say
what I
that
mean?
it wouldn't affect them at all? Meaning, if you're
Yeah.
a teacher, this really
Well,
like meaning as long as there's no default, you're not going to be affected by it. You're not going to get a raise, but you're not going to like
No,
you
I,
wouldn't
I
get a
just
demotion or something.
no, 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 no. I disagree in the sense that everything's gonna cost more. You know what I mean? Yet again, when you create money out of thin air that is backed by nothing, the more you create, the higher the inflation. So yeah, no, definitely people will be affected by that. So the prices on goods will go up. So
Wait. Because of the debt ceiling?
well, they need to print money. Yes, they need. I mean,
No,
they're
but
they're not getting it from what's it called, La La Land or like made believe land in a sense. They are putting that debt on top of another debt. So obviously the dollar is going to be worth less in a sense.
but isn't that already accounted for? Because I mean, again, this is
No.
not money that we haven't spent. This is money that have been spent. We're just basically going increase the debt limit so we could then go on and basically use more money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. To get new money, it has to be placed on the balance sheet. It's new money, right? So when that new money at that particular time is
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with right. But it has nothing to do with right now. You mean just in general in the future, though? You mean like when we print more money later on
yeah,
for whatever new bill that they want to
exactly.
do whatever with,
Yeah.
then that's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's future pricing will be affected by this because yet again, like I said, the more you print,
Okay. Hold on.
the
Then
more I'm saying
but
I'm just let me finish one thing. The more you print,
yeah,
the higher the debt ceiling,
sure.
the higher the debt. So
Okay. So then,
all right.
do you think then the dollar right now? Do you think the dollar, when it's signed, there's no default? Do you think the dollar goes up or down because of that?
Well,
Right now, I'm not talking about
yeah,
in a year
simple.
or 5 years. I'm saying right now. Do you think it goes up or down, or
Down.
stays exactly where it is?
I think it goes down. That I mean, that's just my opinion. That might not be true, but I think it goes. I think it continues going down gradually up until it hits zero. I mean, we're gonna hit zero
All
probably
right. Okay.
by
Now I'm
2030.
not gonna go with you
Well, you're not
on the
gonna
dollar
go, but
zero and
well,
all that. Yeah.
when you see it at the end of the decade, it's zero, and they transitioned to
Decade.
yeah. By the end of the decade, when you see that it goes to zero, which nobody will know because they'll transition into the blockchain dollar.
Okay. So okay. I'm with you that later on they'll probably use a different kind of currency, but the currency will still have the same, like, meaning it's the same thing. Like if you want to call it a digital dollar or whether you
No,
want to call it a non-digital or whatever you want to call the digital coin that they'll use. I'm just saying that it still is like the value is still there, right?
no,
You don't.
the value is going to be there, but let's say your $1 at that particular moment might be 10 cents, but you won't even know it in a
Okay,
sense.
well, but it doesn't matter. Meaning, if the value is still the same for me and I don't know it, it doesn't bother me,
Okay,
right?
that doesn't bother you, it bothers me.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Like I'll give you one example, just one example, and then we can move on to the next story. The one example is like soap, right?
Mhm.
You would get a nice full bar of soap for 99 cents at the 99-cent store, right?
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, they either raise the price like three times or that they made that full bar of soap, uh, let's say one third less. So that's depreciation of the dollar. And that's what I'm trying to get to is you might see it in price, you might see it in the product itself, you're getting less of it, or you actually might see both. So if you have assets, and yet again, this is not financial advice. We will never give you financial advice and we will never become financial advisors. But what I'm trying to say is if you have assets like gold, silver, crypto, and stocks, then you're going to do very well. If you have a job that pays you the same amount of money every single 2 weeks, unfortunately, you're not going to do well. So
Well, but hold on a second. You can have both, right? You like if you have a job and you are invested into stuff, you could potentially benefit from that. So it's not like a black and white.
yes,
If you
I'm
have a job, that means you can't do that. It's like
I'm just
that's how
saying.
usually most people invest.
No, I agree, and you should be doing that, in my opinion. But if you only rely on your job, you're not going to do well. That's just my perspective. But
I feel like that might open up a more longer conversation.
yeah,
So
yeah.
where I disagree with you, but
Okay.
let's move on to the next topic.
Okay, well, the next topic, as I told you so before, Tucker Carlson is launching a show on Twitter, which is going to be huge for Twitter and not for Fox News. Where do you think
What
this?
did you tell me? Hold on. What did you? But what did you tell me before? Because
I
I don't
told you
remember. You said
before. I clearly told you before in our.
what did you tell me?
I told you that Tucker Carlson is going to launch his own show. That's what I said, and he's potentially going to take his base. And I really do think that Twitter is gonna be the beneficiary of that. So I don't know.
Wait. You wait. Hold on a second. You thought he was going to open up his show on Twitter?
No, 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 not on Twitter, but
Okay, 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 okay. Hold on a second. We talked about Tucker Carlson doing his own, like his own show. I don't know where you thought that you said it and I disagreed with you.
that was my idea. That was the one.
What do you mean? Literally, that was everybody was going like he wants to do his own show.
Well,
Okay,
no, no,
all right,
no, no.
okay, all right, all right. Okay, I guess you saw in the future that the guy who had the number one news show all of a sudden opened up his own show when he was fired. Yeah. Okay. All
Okay.
right. Well,
So,
all right.
so what do you think? Will who will benefit from this?
Well, I mean, okay. The show is going to be on Twitter. I okay. So obviously, I think Tucker might benefit. And the reason why I say might is because so Twitter isn't really known for watching long form videos, and he would have to be the establishment of that. And maybe he's going to do that, but I'm assuming since he was on Fox News, his base of people that are watching him are like in the 60s. I'm just assuming maybe 50s, or like we're being generous. So if that's the case, I don't know. Like I think people like to talk smack on Twitter, but long form viewing, uh, to me, it's a question mark whether this is a hit or a miss. I generally am not sure. What about you? What do you think of that?
Well, I don't see this as being something of a deterrent in any sense. Like I think that
What do you mean deterrent?
well,
What do you mean
well, I
deterrent?
mean, oh, just because Twitter has like a different option now for watching a show on their platform, it's going to be like, no, we don't really want to. I mean, I think that they're trying to introduce new things. You know what I mean? And I think this is going to be very beneficial for Twitter because, for example, I think Joe Rogan really made podcasting very popular when podcasting on YouTube was not much at all.
I would actually even make the argument that he actually did the same on Spotify. Spotify wasn't known as a place for podcasting at all, and
Okay.
his signing and his notoriety, and whether you love him or hate him, he
Right.
has a lot of people that would watch him, love watch him, or hate watch him, and he made that place. Whether Tucker Carlson has the same pull, I don't know because I mean, obviously Joe Rogan is like bigger than anyone on TV basically at this point, and whether Tucker Carlson was the biggest news show, whether that will like, okay, so there's I think a concern for Twitter in one side is this: there's a lot of people like when Elon Musk took over, there's a lot of people that thought that hey, this is now going to be a right wing haven, and all right wingers are going to be here, and that's it, and with the biggest news person on the right coming to do basically a show on Twitter, I'm curious if that will have an effect where a lot of people on the left go like, "Hey, this place isn't for me anymore." Do you think
Uh,
that that's a chance? Do you think that that actually could be
no.
something that could hurt them because they're like, "Hey, this kind of stuff isn't for me."
Well, okay, fine. Then don't actually listen to his show. I mean, that would be kind of stupid.
No, no, no.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
with you. I'm with you. That's the optimal thing. But I'm just saying how people do it. Remember how people were telling other people to leave Spotify because they didn't agree with what Joe Rogan was saying.
Yeah, it's
So
stupidity. But no, I almost feel like they might actually go on there and they might troll him. So I think
sure,
that
I
it's
could see
kind of
that.
like
Sure.
it's like a win-win situation for them. It's a win-win for him, just because he'll probably get more views, than normal, and it's something
Well,
new.
I mean, there is no normal right now that I know of, at least.
Well, what I'm saying is it's something new for Twitter. And yeah, I mean, you could say that, well, wait a second, Twitter is trying to do too many things at once. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, they're starting out slow, right? With just Tucker Carlson. I don't know if there's anybody else on Twitter who's doing a show, and I don't know if it's a live show or if it's a pre-recorded show.
Probably, I'm assuming it's probably going to be pre-recorded because he did say in the video that he posted that he's going to do basically the same show that he was doing on Fox. He's basically going to do that on
I
Twitter.
see. Right.
So yeah, I doubt it's going to be not like I doubt it's going to be live. I really do.
Right, right. So, I mean, either way, I think that it benefits him because I think more people will probably watch him. I mean, yet to be determined, obviously, but there's a good chance, depending on whether he stays the same. Like, I mean, okay, so Fox News is more right, right? Will he stay on the right side? Will he be in the middle or the left? I mean, we'll have to see because now he's doing his own show, and supposedly nobody's telling him what to say or what not to say. Let's see where he goes. You know what I mean? I don't know what you
R-
think about that aspect of it because
Well, yeah,
if
go ahead.
if if he's in the middle, he switches and he's in the middle, then he's gonna have a bigger base, and financially for Twitter and for him, that will be amazing, right? So I don't know what you think about that. Could he actually like be more in the middle now?
I doubt that he's going to be more in the middle. I kind of feel like he might try at first be exactly what he was doing before, but now he might talk smack about Fox News. I think he might talk more smack about people like politicians on the right, because I mean he usually talks smack about people on the left, but I'm assuming now he'll probably talk like more smack about people on the right and kind of like try to edge himself into a place where I'm different, I'm real, like I see how it is. I just have a more right leaning slant than I do anything else. And I feel like that's a I think that could work for him. My I think the biggest winner that could potentially come out of here is actually not even Tucker. It potentially could be Twitter,
Yeah.
because if Twitter could establish themselves as a place where you can now watch videos, and now other people will bring their videos as well, and podcasts and so on and so forth. Man, this is um, a big game changer, especially if like I think Joe Rogan's podcast is probably going to be out of contract relatively soon, probably within a year or two. If Elon Musk, who's friends with Joe Rogan, if they decide to do something as well, now you have Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, and I'm sure they could get a bunch of other people. And if that happens,
What
oof,
about
it could really legitimately be a thing.
I really do think it will be a thing, and I think that potentially Alex Jones will join them as well. You never
Well,
know.
no, 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 no. He won't join them because
I don't know.
remember, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you actually even heard, but Elon Musk said he didn't approve Alex Jones to come back. He said what he did was just wrong, and he won't reinstate him. So
That's
if he won't reinstate him on the thing, he won't give him a
yeah,
show on it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of weird. If you're on the right and that's the way you act, then you have to question whether
He's
he.
he's he's actually not on the right, at least the way that he talks about himself. We're talking about Elon Musk here, but like he's saying he's not on the right.
Okay,
He's
all right.
yeah.
He's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, well, yes. Basically, the graphic that he drew is he's he was middle left. Then the left started moving
You're
further
right.
and further left. He stayed in the middle, but now his position is exactly the same. But now he's middle right just because the left is so farther left.
He's
That's
middle right.
basically the way that he describes himself.
He's middle left.
Now he's middle right, but he
Oh,
used to be
now he.
like 3 years ago. He's
Oh,
middle left. Yeah,
oh,
so meaning he
oh.
changed because like, or excuse me, he never changed. He said the politics have moved more left, and because of that, he's even though his politics are exactly the
Wow.
same,
Okay.
he's middle right. That's what he said.
All right. Well, yeah, that's very interesting. But yeah, no, I think that Twitter is going to blow up even more. I mean, it's private, it's a private company. Maybe, you never know. It'll go back onto a public company.
Oh, I can't imagine it not going eventually.
Yeah.
I think once he starts seeing there isn't this too much talk about being a right, being left, or whatever. When the conversation stops being about that, and I think like that's probably one of the reasons why he hired the CEO, as to like stop talking about Elon Musk Twitter, but start just talking about Twitter the way that like no one ever talked about uh, any of the previous CEOs as that it was their Twitter, right? But as soon as Elon Musk bought it, it has become Elon Musk Twitter, and I think he wants to get away from that. That he's
Mhm.
not the face making every single decision, and I
Yeah.
think once he moves away from that, and people kind of like, oh, Twitter, we still use it. A lot of people still depend on it. And if that's the case, I think he could bring it back in with a really big opening.
Yeah,
And
but I think that if he does step away from the limelight, in the sense, like, there is a good chance that what will happen is, things will go back to the way they were, and you know what I mean. Like, now he can blame it on the CEO. Well, it's the CEO. That's how, she's running the company, and I'm
yeah,
sorry for,
absolutely.
you know,
It's a scapegoat.
yeah,
It's
it's a scapegoat.
absolutely like
Yeah,
he might say, I might have overall, say maybe he might go like, hey, like if I really really don't want something, he might put his foot down. But I think if people start going, hey, why was this person banned? Why was that? Talk to the
yeah.
CEO. Don't talk to me about it. I'm not making day to day decisions. I'm
Well,
just there.
Well, I mean, the question is really, I mean, would you ban like a criminal? Like, are criminals banned from using Twitter? Like, let's say,
No,
okay, I mean,
like
that's
unless you commit a crime on Twitter, then you're not banned. Like
yeah.
the only exception would probably be Alex Jones, who was publicly banned or something.
Oh,
But like OG Simpson, I don't think is banned from most platforms, if I'm not
right.
mistaken.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they'll ban people who are not technically criminals. But yeah, anyway, to just wrap this up, yeah, I think, financially, Twitter would be a great investment, if it was actually trading on the stock exchange, which it's not, and therefore this is not financial advice.
Either
But
way,
if
no
it was,
financial advice.
yeah, either way, well, if you can figure out how to buy it, that's on you anyway.
I'll call Elon Musk. We'll figure
Just
something out.
just don't buy it from the local homeless person, okay? Like, he's tricking you, okay?
Yeah. Not the local one. Go out of state for that.
Exactly, exactly.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to the next topic. Robinhood is in the news, and what Robinhood has just enabled, is around the clock trading on more than 40 stocks and ETFs, which include big companies like Apple and Tesla. I think this is really big, actually. But well, first, I guess, what do you
Yeah.
think of it? Do you think this is big? Do you think this is a nothing burger and it doesn't really matter, or do you think this is actually something?
I mean, for right now, it's actually big if you want to lose money, in my opinion. If you want to lose money and you want to trade 24/7 stocks, and/or ETFs, this could be catastrophic, because um, there is after hour trading on the stock exchanges,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure who can actually do it.
Well,
But
most people can't though.
okay, most
Yeah.
people can, but it doesn't matter, because I've seen stocks going up 50% in the after hours, and then when they open up, yet again, if those people sold when they made 50%, that's great. But for other people that don't know what they're doing, then the next day it comes out and it comes out flat. Then, like, if you bought at that particular moment when it was going up, after hours, and then when it opens up it's flat, and then you lost money, it could be catastrophic. For Robinhood, this is something huge. And if other exchanges start actually, or brokerage firms start doing this, then yes, this is going to add a lot more money for them.
Okay,
So yeah,
hold on a second. But it sounds like you're describing that, the consumer gets screwed by this, but it's good for the company.
of course,
Am I
yeah.
wrong enough? Okay,
Well,
but wait, hold on. But that's where I have a disconnect. Why do you feel that it's a negative for the consumer if it basically puts it in a similar situation as cryptos, where you could trade cryptos 24/7? And I've never heard of anyone in crypto ever go, man, I wish it was just a few hours in the morning and that's it.
because
I guess I'm not really sure why you think that that's a negative for
well,
the consumer.
because no, because everybody's trading 24/7 on crypto from day one, and
Sure.
Robinhood is the only one who's doing it. Remember, they can, yet again, I'm not trying to say that they will, but they could manipulate.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's not like libel them as anything like what they
Oh, I'm
might be
saying
doing or what they
they
can. You can say it about any company. So let's not
yeah.
let's not go in the direction of what they can and cannot do. Like because we
But
don't really know, and I don't want us to put it on them that this is something
no,
that they
no,
really have.
I'm saying that obviously I'm not saying that they will. I'm saying that there is a chance somebody, let's say in the company that's not
Yeah,
a,
but come on,
yeah, that's what I'm trying
without
to say.
us knowing.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, but come on,
no.
you're kind of putting it on them. There's a possibility of that. That's kind of like, hey,
Yeah,
don't buy this car because you never know, it might explode. I'm not saying it will explode, but it
yeah.
might explode. Let's not put on something that we don't have
But
anything.
that's
Like
that, but that's what I'm trying to say is that they benefit no matter what because they're like the
sure, but no, right, but again, I just want to go back on topic. I'm asking in regards to why does this hurt the consumer? Because I don't see it. I feel like this is a benefit to consumer. You could trade at 8 o'clock, or you could not trade. You could just keep
no, no,
your
no,
money.
no, no. If what you're saying is that, oh, I want to cash out, absolutely, it's a benefit. But I don't think that people are going to look at it in that way. People are going to look at it, oh, look, I can, potentially make good money off of it in the after hours, well, where nobody else is trading. And I think that, they're going to be misled into thinking that. And I think that it's not going to be good for the consumer. I think they're going to lose more money right now because it's only going to be on Robinhood. So
I feel
that,
like
that's
I
my
feel like I feel like you're just kind of like that one. I feel like you're just taking it out of thin air because I have no clue why you're going like, oh, these are really stupid people who just don't know. And if they have from morning to like afternoon to trade, then it's fine. They're protected. But if not, if they have 24 hours, they're just gonna go crazy because they're too
okay.
stupid and they don't. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know
I'll,
where you're
I'll,
getting that
I'll
from.
give you an example. I'll give you an example. Like,
Okay.
okay, let's say Apple closes at I don't know what the price is. I think it's like I don't know what is it, $1,000? I don't know.
No, 100. No, no, no. It's like 100 something dollars, I think.
Okay, let's say Apple closes at $200.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
and
at 173 right now.
okay, let's say that after hours it goes from 173 to $200, and people are like, holy
Okay.
shit, like that's a nice return. I'm going to buy it at 190. Okay, and then you're like, oh, I'm already up $10, right?
Okay. Mhm.
And then you hold it, and then the next morning, when all the other brokerage firms open up, and they dump it to 173 again. So you lost. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I think is going to happen in the short term. That's
Okay, okay, okay. So just so I understand quickly, you're basically saying that because of other exchanges, your stock is going to be affected, basically.
Yeah, when you trade after hours, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say. Because what's going to happen is they're going to see, oh, these idiots pumped it to $200. Great, because I have a lot of these shares. I'm going to dump it back down to 173, and I'm going to make that margin. So I'm not necessarily saying that, okay, Robinhood is going to manipulate it. It's not really manipulation, but I'm saying is what they're providing potentially for customers is a loss in that sense.
I don't know. That doesn't
Yeah.
seem
Okay.
that to me just it doesn't seem even right just because it's if you're giving the option of somebody to do something, you're basically going like, well, what if you invest and then it goes down? But isn't that trading normally? So for example, right now, like we said, it's 173 right now, right? If it's 173 and you were to invest it at 173 and then tomorrow it instead opens up and it just keeps on going down and goes to 150 or something, it's the same thing. It doesn't like to me it doesn't matter when you
No, no,
invest.
no,
If
I'm
you have
not.
24/7, you can
Yeah,
just
yeah.
buy it and sell it whenever you want.
No, 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 no. Like, okay, look, I like the advantage of selling it anytime. Okay, I agree. That's a really good feature. Absolutely agree
But
with
you're
that.
saying buying is the problem at any
The,
time?
the the buying is the problem after hours. That's because they will pump it
Okay,
to
okay, okay. But then you wait until the next day when they pump it again. Basically, that's the argument you're making, right?
no, but I'm just saying that people are not smart enough to know that, right? I'm just saying they're gonna get tricked into that and they're gonna lose money. So I'm saying, but
I don't know why you're
oh,
kind
you
of
really
hitting
think
on
that
like,
people,
yeah,
that
but
most people are really that smart?
I don't know why you're saying that it's specifically the people that are going to be buying after hours. They're just too stupid. I just don't understand why.
I'm saying those people who don't know what they're
I
doing.
I feel like it's the same thing for all of them. I really
Okay,
do. I
that's
feel like
true.
it's what?
That's true. If you're dumb, you're dumb. But what I'm saying is that the
That's not what
dumb.
I'm saying.
Well, if you're dumb, you're dumb.
I'm
You're
I'm
gonna lose
saying I'm
money, right?
saying that like you have a lot like if you invest at any point, no matter what the price is, you're taking a chance. So you're basically going there. You for whatever reason, you're like, what they're going to do is after hours they're going to pump it and then they're going to dump it, and then
I
people are going
feel.
to lose money. And
I
I'm like,
feel.
sure, sure, but you've seen the other way. I've seen stock after hours drop, and then I've seen them pick up by the next day.
All right, I
All of
agree.
these things are true, but it's the
Yeah,
same thing as investing at any point. You knowingly, if you invest in something, you know that it might go up or down. That's what you're doing.
I
So
agree.
I don't know.
I'm
To
just
me,
saying.
I think it's a big plus to the consumer. My question is actually
No.
whether this is a plus to to Robinhood. Whether
Of
this is like
course.
meaning is this a long term gain or is this just a short term gain? Because yeah, I understand that this is publicity. People who want to trade after hours, they're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to go to Robinhood. I understand short term. Could this be a long term loss for whatever reason?
No, I don't. I don't see it at all. I mean, yet again, I don't know how much money they put into this and any of that stuff. But this could be. I mean, this could be a test run to prepare stocks for the blockchain because once the stocks actually go onto the blockchain, as far as I know, they will be traded 24/7. But they
Okay,
will all be traded 24/7, not just Robinhood. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say.
but let me ask you, okay, why do you think it hasn't been done by others? For example, if Robinhood is doing this right now, why hasn't E-Trade and all of these other big platforms, why haven't they done the same thing? Do you think
That,
that there was something stopping them, or do you think it was just like regulations, or do you think it's anything of the sort, or do you think it's just they just didn't want to?
no, I think it's regulations. I don't think you can just make up your own rules and say, okay, well, we're gonna trade, this particular time frame, right? So
Right.
absolutely, it's a regulation, and Robinhood going around the regulation is kind of interesting. And
Wait. You really think that they're going around the regulation? Like,
no, I don't mean around it as in illegally. I'm saying that going around it as in like I don't think that it's a standard practice, obviously, to trade stocks 24/7. I mean, going around it is they got the permission to go around it. That's pretty much what I'm
oh,
trying
I
to
see.
say.
Okay, yeah, I get
Yeah.
you.
So I think that they're preparing stocks for 24/7 trading once they go onto the blockchain. And I think this essentially is a test run to see how people react to it, because it will be a very different mindset, right? Because well, between this time and that time, every single day, the stock market opens and it closes, and on holidays it's closed, and on the weekends it's closed. So now, 24/7, that's a pretty big change. Obviously, they have, the first mover advantage. So, they're definitely going to rake in quite a bit of money. So this is a
Yeah,
huge.
no. A short term, I completely agree with you. In short term, I think there's going to be a big gain for them. I think there's a lot of people who would be interested in trading whenever they want to and selling whenever they want to. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest drawbacks for a lot of people if they want to even try day trading is that they're like looking at it and they're going like, I can't like this sucks. I can't trade, and I see it now going down. I could have sold it. Now I can't do
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
I think for consumers is definitely good. I think for Robinhood is short term is very good. I'm really curious long term. what this does for them, whether this is going to be a really big boon for them or not. Like
Yeah,
down trading.
they have the first movers advantage, and I think it's great for them. But yet again, I think for the dumb trader, it's not good.
All right.
For
Okay. So if you're dumb, don't trade. That's the
right,
rule from Stan. Okay. Just remember that. If you're
ab-
dumb, don't trade. And you know you're
right,
dumb if you lose money, right?
exactly. It's good if you are a disciplined trader, like a seasoned veteran trader. It'll probably be great, and or if you're a
But isn't that like kind of like the normal thing? Like
just
if you're really good at trading, you're going to be really good at trading. But if you're not really good at trading, you're not going to be good at trading. It's like, okay, got it.
I'm just repeating that, and just for people to know
All
that
right. Just
you
be good. Anyone
don't.
listening, be good at
I,
what you're doing.
I mean, the number one thing that's hard to do is to not chase something. And when people see, oh, after hour trading is in, and I see the stock going crazy, I'm gonna go all in because I'm smart, and then they wake up and they're fucked. So
Thanks,
yeah,
bro.
that's
All right.
not
Okay.
that's
All right. Let's move on to